The voice of Formula E is, of course, Jack Nicholls, and he joins me right now in your little booth. Tell me how you got into commentary, Jack.
Well, I always wanted to be a motorsport commentator for some reason. It always looked like a lot of fun. And then when I didn't really do very well at school, and so I had to have a year out, and I was working on the checkouts at a supermarket. And while I was doing that, I started getting involved in commentating at my local racetrack at Snetterton in Norfolk and doing a few other bits and bobs. And then I carried on doing that alongside my studies over the next few years, and one thing led to another, and then here we are. Like, it really is that shorter story and simpler story, you know?
Where did you get your break, though?
Jonathan Palmer, a former Formula 1 driver who ran the Formula 2 Championship, his son Jolyon, his girlfriend went to my school. So one time, they must have all been sitting around having a family dinner or something, and Jonathan's like, oh, I need a commentator. And this girl, Rebecca, goes, oh, I've got a friend on Facebook who does some commentary. Have a look. And then he liked it, and then there we go, they hired me. And so that was it. In 2011, I was 20 when they hired me, and then, so yeah, I never looked back, really.
You've been with Formula E from the beginning. Let's talk about the evolution of Formula E, because you've seen everything from day one through to today. Second generation car, next year third generation. Give me some of your thoughts on how the series and the championship has evolved.
Well, the first thing I ever did for Formula E was a year before the first race. They launched the car. They did the big car reveal at the Frankfurt Motor Show. Probably like everybody, I thought, why do we need electric racing? This is pointless and boring and stupid, is what the sort of initial perception was. And it was when I was at Frankfurt that I was looking around at all the new cars that everyone was launching. And it was like, oh, they're all electric. Okay, maybe this is the way that the world is going. I think Formula E proved that it could be done. I think that's the thing. And there was a lot of skepticism about whether it could be done, and can you make the batteries to last the whole race, and all of those elements. And then you compare that to now, when all new cars now are pretty much hybrid or electric. And Formula E was really ahead of the curve on that, which I think was quite remarkable. And to see it grow from that car launch to now, with all of these manufacturers involved and the races that it goes to around the world, is really remarkable. And it's been such a fun part of that. It's fun to be a part of that growth and journey over the last 8 years now.
Let's go back to your role as commentator.
Yeah.
Talk us around all of, there's a lot of buttons here, there's screens, there's all sorts going on. Show us a little bit about what you're doing in here.
Well, so this is my favourite thing. This I can speak to any driver on the radio while they're driving around.
I love that.
With this, yeah. We don't use it as much as I would like, because they get annoyed if you just speak to them in the middle of the race. But when they win the race or whatever, I push that button, turn it on, and hit the radio button, and then we're talking. So that's really cool. This is just a timing screen with all the lap times and information and how far they are apart and what their last lap time was compared to their best, and the 3 sectors of the track and how many times they've used attack mode. This little screen is for watching interviews and with like Vernon Kay and for the English program, and then this big screen is for the main program, which is basically what we watch the cars on. And then this box is where we hear everything. So I'm hearing me, and I'm hearing Karun, who's my co-commentator this weekend, and then I'm hearing the car sounds, but then I'm also hearing talk back in my ears from the sort of producers of the program saying, do this, do that, don't say that, why have you said that, you're in trouble now, sort of thing. And I can talk back to all of those people as well, and I'm also getting fed some team radio things that maybe don't play out on air,
right?
But if they hear something interesting, then they tell me. So, yeah, and then I shout into this.
Thank you very much for talking us through your role.
You can leave now.
Oh, thanks. I better go.